The very first Manitoba Podcast Festival goes down International Podcast Day, Sunday, September 30th, 12 to 4 p.m. at the Park Theatre. Manitoba's podcast community gathers for an afternoon of networking, education, and so much more, featuring local podcast hosts, producers, radio personalities, taking part in panel discussions and Q&As. Take part in this fantastic networking opportunity. You can like us on Facebook at Manitoba Podcast Festival. Tickets are just $5. The very first Manitoba Podcast Festival, Sunday, September 30th at the Park Theatre.
Thank you to everyone who supports my dad's show. If you'd like to support Witchpolice Radio, go to patreon.com/witchpolice today.
You're listening to Garbage Hill, Winnipeg's first podcast network.
All right, welcome to Witchpolice Radio. I am once again in my second home of the mall food court, and I'm here with someone who knows the mall pretty well, having worked here a few times, but you're now no longer a Winnipegger.
Yeah, I'm a part-time Torontonian.
So the voice you're hearing is someone who's been on the show before and has been on one of our live shows before as well.
Yeah.
Is Harley James Flett. So yeah, good to see you, first of all.
Yeah, it's great.
glad you're back in town. So how long has it been since you left? Because I think the last time I saw you, we were walking past each other in this mall, and I just kind of nodded at you, not realizing that you were like moving the next day or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was. Yeah, literally.
It was just like, oh hey man, and then it's like, oh wait, he's gone.
Into January this year. Yeah.
Okay.
It was like November last year. Just called a friend to catch up, and then she asked me if I wanted to sublet her place.
Oh cool.
I thought, okay, it's -40 here.
Yeah, that's a good reason. Good reason to move. Yeah, for sure.
And then I left. Then the Winnipeg Jets got really good.
Yep.
And I missed the whole party.
But you're a Bruins guy anyway, though, right?
A Bruins guy.
Yeah.
So I got to see that game live, and
it's cool.
That was hilarious. Maple Leaf fans are great.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I feel bad.
Yeah.
I feel bad.
Yeah.
That's one thing I will say. Like the biggest thing about moving there is like, I get it. I feel like the 50 years jokes, it's not funny.
Right. Once you're there, it's not funny.
It really wears like it's on them. So.
Do you even hear it there? Like, do they drop it on each other, or is it?
They do.
Oh, wow.
They actually, not to stray off too far.
No, we can talk about hockey.
Absolutely, that'd be great. Happy.
Yeah.
I just want to throw this out there. Maple Leaf fans, stop bringing up 2013.
Do they a lot? Yeah.
They always bring it up with me. It's like as soon as they finally like Boston.
Yeah.
Oh, 2013. And I go, yeah, we lost the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
We had 2 goals scored on us.
Yeah.
21 seconds by a fourth liner. And they go, yeah, well, you game 7. No, I'm like,
well, you lost though, so it just got,
we lost. Like it was either we lose against you or we lose the cup. And I don't know. It's like, both really suck.
So had you been to Toronto before, or was this just like your first?
Been, yeah.
So you knew kind of what you were getting into, and
yeah, I would go there, see shows, and then that's how I knew a few people.
Okay.
And then living there is something else, though.
Yeah.
It is very, very different.
Have you been playing a lot of shows there?
Not necessarily shows, but just a lot of like going. It's weird that they don't really do shows.
Oh,
they do, but they don't.
Like,
it's like
you think there'd be more, like just based on the population size. You'd assume
there are a lot more shows that come through, but not really local.
Oh, not locally.
Huh. Yeah. I've definitely played at a few dive bars.
Yeah. But I mean, you did that here, so that's not.
Yeah, like just people being like, "Hey, like you're a musician."
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Yeah." Like, "Oh, you should start playing," and like, cause they don't know me, and like, I'd be like, "Yeah, I guess," and then I would go and do like a whole set, and they'd be like, "Wait." Yeah. I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm not from here."
You have songs.
I have songs. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. No, that's cool.
But no, it's really great. Like I played a bar out there called the Motel, and that was a really popular spot for Jets fans.
Cool, that's good.
And it's down the street from my place, so it's really nice.
Nice.
Good old Parkdale.
So are you are you permanently in Toronto now, or are you still sort of figuring out what you're doing?
I'm figuring out what I'm doing, which is kind of fun. It's kind of nice to have that option.
Yeah.
Because my thing right now is just like I'm on a big songwriting kick, and there's some songs I want to do with a full band, and I'm like, well, I could move back home.
Well, I guess you know enough people here easily. Yeah.
and then I could just record during the winter because I'm just gonna stay inside in the winter anyways in Toronto.
Right.
So that's in the
here
cards.
anyway, right?
Yeah, so that's in the cards.
Okay.
I'm like figuring out what to do. But yeah. But as far as like living in the city in the summertime, it's just great.
Yeah.
And everyone's out. Everyone's doing something. The art scene there, and in general, though, like as much as there's not a music scene, there's a lot of musicians.
Yeah, well, yeah, for sure.
And
I think they all go there hoping to use that as a jump off point because it's such a big city, right? Like,
yeah. There's like really cool moments. Like I met some people who were I would never have met out here.
Right.
Like I went to a barbecue with Mark Howard and watched him talk about he produced a few Bob Dylan records.
Oh, okay.
And Neil Young, Tom Waits.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was weird because
Did you know who he was when you were
did,
there?
yeah. Like literally a friend's like, oh, I'm working with this producer. Like you should come out. Like
yeah.
I don't know, this guy's named Mark Howard. And I was like, oh yeah, he's Time Out of Mind, Bob Dylan.
Seen his name on some credits. Yeah.
So there was like moments like that where I'd sit there and listen to this, this guy
cool.
and just try my best not to nerd out too hard.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's awesome.
And sometimes we'd mention certain stories about artists, and I would just be like, oh.
Yeah, like if you'd been around 30 years earlier, you could have.
Yeah. So.
Do you like you were mentioning there's not really a lot of shows there, and you've played a few dive bars and stuff. But is there do you feel like you have to kind of start over when you're in that city? Like, because no one knows who you are, I guess, except for your friends.
There was a moment where it was like when I started doing the whole playing music thing.
Yeah.
Way more like once I settled in. Yeah, I did do a show, and there was like no one cared.
Yeah.
No one knew. But like there was a really funny way of how I left because I did a show here.
The one at the garage or whatever.
The garage, yeah. And the last one I did, 5 people I knew showed up.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like, this is great.
Yeah, you're
like this is like ended on like how it's gonna begin.
Right. Yeah. Totally. Yeah.
And it was fun though. It was great because like, not that like I have quote unquote hits, but it was nice to play a show and not have like expected songs.
Well, yeah, because people who've heard you for the past few years here, they know what you're gonna play, right?
Yeah, like literally even like the other night, some came up to me like, "You gonna play this?" And I was like, "If you want me to." I've rehearsed and I've relearned it, so.
Yeah.
They're like, "You weren't gonna play anything new?" I was like, "I have a bunch of olds. Like I have a bunch of new songs."
Yeah, well, they're new to them too, right? The old ones are still new to.
In Toronto, yeah. So it was good. There's a lot of songs that I always thought would do good live, and here no one ever got it.
Right.
Like for example, there's a song off my first record, Computer May. I don't know, Winnipeg just never
didn't work here.
Didn't work. I did it there, and like people liked it.
That's
cool.
Like,
oh, that's great. I'm like, when did you write that? And I was like, oh, when I was
like 20 years ago.
I was like when I was 19.
So maybe
wasn't that long ago, but I mean.
Well, I mean, okay, so how long ago did you start this? I mean, I feel like
5
you were doing
years
these when you were a teenager and stuff, right? You were doing
like
this
last year in high school is when I started.
Okay, yeah.
Just, which is like, it's weird because I think about it and like some people will go, I don't know, everyone's got a different idea of their success. Some people look at me and they'll go, oh, it's been 5 years and you haven't really popped off yet.
Right.
Like, well, I don't really look at it that way, and I don't really.
Well, you're not even playing a genre of music that popping off is necessarily a thing that is going to happen, right? I mean,
like I was doing like this weird folk punk thing before, and now it's like I don't even know what it is now. I tell people it's alternative country.
Okay. Just
because I don't know what else to describe it as. It's the easiest way to get over that hump in the conversation.
And it's changed considerably though. Does it sound?
Yeah. I can't even sing the way I used to before.
Because you had a very distinct singing voice.
Yeah, I was at that. I don't even know how to say it. They had that early 2000s thing.
Yeah, it was like scratchy and punk, but yeah.
And I don't know what happened. I guess my voice changed. I matured, and it's just not there anymore.
Like, did it get better? Do you think though?
I feel like it got better. I feel like it serves songs better. Okay. There's some older songs that you had to change the keys of and stuff to play, but there are some, like a song like Casino Mistakes. I always liked, but I think with my new style voice, I think it serves the song way better. Okay. And actually, there's a few people in Winnipeg I can credit to that. Chris from the Rippers was someone I was always like.
Okay. Like you wanted to sound like kind of thing, or?
No, not sound. He'd always come up to me and be like, "You just need to open up your voice."
Right.
And I'd be like, "What do you mean?" And he'd be like, "I don't know, but I just."
Yeah. There's something there you
he's
can
like,
hear.
"That's a voice," but he's like, "I feel like there's something there."
Yeah.
So I was just kind of working towards that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess you already, like, the strength, I think, of your stuff was the songwriting to begin with, right? So, I mean, adding the more kind of, I don't know if it's larger voice or what you want to call it, but that helps, right? Like
it definitely helps you paint more color.
Yeah.
You know. And it's weird because now it has me trying out things trying out songs that I can't even picture myself singing.
Right.
Which has helped me like kind of branch out more.
Okay.
To the point where I literally have sat down with people in Toronto and been like, okay, I have this song, can you just sing over it?
That's cool.
And you're like, what? And like, you can have it if you want.
Yeah.
But I just like, I know what I hear it in my head, but I can't do that.
Right, you hear how it's supposed to sound.
Yeah, and then like, you know, I have songs on my computer like that, and I listen back and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And it's really cool to like, you know, hear your words come out of someone else.
Yeah, for sure. Especially if you're hearing
style.
that in your head in a style that you can't do or just isn't going to work with you. Right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
And then you have that moment, like, I might put this on like my new EP, and they're like, ooh, I don't know. Like, I have a manager, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's, you know.
Yeah, that causes problems.
I gotta like pay you and stuff. So it's being worked out. But,
yeah.
You're always telling me that my heart's beating too fast, and I'm always telling you, darling, I'm living in the moment. You're always reminding me of our mistakes and regrets, and I'm always telling you there's some things we ought to forget, and you can't let it go into the night. And I can't part with all of those lies, but I promised you my heart, so I'm giving it to you in parts. So could you pick me up piece by piece? Up for lease. It's nothing but an empty house filled with your abandoned dreams, and the bottles are starting to hint that I'm wasting my time. When I get to the bottom of them, I get the feeling that they're right, and you can't let it go into the night. And I can't part with all of your lies, but I promised you my heart, so I'm giving it to you in parts. So could you pick me up piece by piece?
So where does the country thing come from? Because I think, I mean, I've always associated with you with the folk punk thing, right? And I mean, folk and country obviously have some connections. But you're also like a metal guy too, right?
Oh, I love like.
And a Springsteen.
Literally at the show, like I felt bad. This band from Toronto, actually, ironically, they're called Carried Away. They came backstage while everyone was loading in, and I was sitting there on my acoustic playing Testament riffs, because that's how I would warm up. I was like, you riff it out. And they looked at me and like, I thought you were so like you.
Yeah.
I was like, I am. I just, you know, I'm like certain things you just can't pull out of a guitar player, and
for sure,
the riffage is something whatever. The country thing though, like I was confused by that too. To the point where I literally did sit down one day and was like, okay, like when, because that was always a genre I never liked.
Really? Like you never listened to growing up?
Never understood it. Like I know, like it was through Ryan Adams, and Butch Walker, stuff like that.
So definitely the alt country versus just the straight ahead country.
Yeah. But then I don't know. This winter, I just got so into the '70s, mainly like Graham Parsons.
Yeah.
And like even like Willie stuff, Merle Haggard, and it was more of like finding out that country is in a sense just about good songs.
Yeah. Well, storytelling, right?
Storytelling, and it was like, okay. And I've had conversations with people about this, and I'm like, well, this Tom Petty is someone that grew up with, and I was like,
I mean, it's rock, but it has that twang to it.
It has that twang to it, yeah. So it's. And then I'm talking to my grandma, and she was just like, I play country all the time.
Yeah.
Western music. I'm just like, okay, so like same way of like, you know, you grew up listening to rock radio. It's like, oh, but how sad, you know.
Well, that stuff seeps in, right? It's like in your bones, whatever you
seeps in extremely.
It's kind of funny that you leave Winnipeg, which has like a super heavy roots country sort of scene, and then this happens, right? Then you sort of develop the country.
It would be when I was in another city. Yeah, and I was like, oh,
because you'd probably do great here as a country artist, just because like, you know, or alt country, because like times changed and all that shit. There's, you know,
like
massive
Prince is like doing great, and but even there, the people I met out there who do country love Winnipeg.
Oh yeah.
And it was just, wait, you're from here? And it's like, yeah, and then it would turn into like, well, do you know this person? But like, yeah, and then it's just this, like, oh.
Because it's so intense.
Guy's cutting my hair, and he's like, oh, you know, like everyone I know.
Yeah. Well, that happens though in Winnipeg, because everyone's in each other's bands, right? So like, if you know one person, you probably know, the family tree branches out. Like, yeah. Like I was interviewing the other week, Ceilings, right? And I mean, all those guys are in like 10 bands.
Sean K.
So yeah, Sean's in like, I can't even think how many bands he's in. He's probably in 25 bands, like probably joined 5 more yesterday, right?
Literally, though.
And yeah, like knowing that guy, you would know just an infinite amount of people, just because it's, and then each one of those bands branches out. It's crazy.
It's insane. He's one of the hardest. Like he didn't play the show the other night because this other band had something to do.
One of his.
And like I was talking about, I was like, he is one of the coolest people I've ever met. One of the hardest working dudes I've met. So my first time I met him, he was trying to start a band.
Oh yeah, and now he's in.
Now he's in 5 bands. Has 2 record labels. I'm like,
it's cool.
Like you go.
Yeah.
Full support from me.
I think that's a very Winnipeg thing though. Is like the industriousness of that. Like, you know, people. You're not gonna move to Toronto and try to make it or whatever. You start your own label. You know you put out your friends' bands. You do all that stuff, and it's like very kind of small town, big city sort of. Yeah.
And even like talking to musicians out there and talking about it, I was like, well, what happened was I recorded actually a whole album, which is solo. And I do actually like the sound of it and everything, but I just, these songs, they're just mean. Like, and I just had this moment where I can't remember who it was, but I read an interview, like, if you're going to write a song and release it, remember you got to play that a year from now.
Right.
And then another year.
Yeah, totally, yeah.
And that might be someone's favorite song. So if you're going to play it, like, make sure it's something that you're comfortable with, you know.
Yeah, because if it goes anywhere, you're going to have to do it every night, right? Yeah.
And I just had this moment where I just went, no, like, it's just mean. Like, it's just, it's not like, it was a breakup record. It was just one of those, like, no.
So is this a record that never came out?
These new songs are essentially, this is the record, sorry. What I was talking about, this record that never came out.
Okay.
It was called Desolation Love.
Okay.
I literally had booked the photographer, the shoot, the cover.
Yeah.
I had sent my buddy some songs. It was like, give me some video ideas. Like it was getting the ball rolling.
It was gonna happen.
And then, well, actually, what happened was, I was talking to someone about Bob Dylan, of all things. Heard him up for 1,000 times.
Yeah. No, you can't do that enough.
Yeah. And someone brought up Blood on the Tapes with me, or Blood on the Tracks.
Yeah.
And I mentioned Blood on the Tapes, and they're like, what's that? And it's like, oh, it's the demo version of Blood on the Tracks, and it's angry, and I don't know, Bob really doesn't like the record.
Yeah.
Well, and I thought about it, and I was like, ooh, like, he couldn't say no. No one's begging for me to release new music. So I had the option to say no. So I just stopped, and then I had one song that I didn't put on my record because I didn't think it fit the mood.
Yeah.
I listened to the demo of it and I was like, oh, that's what I should do. I should do a bunch of songs like that, more laid back, you know.
Not so mean.
It's not so mean. When I play them live, like it's kind of singing. It was just a way better track. There was a song that I did write years prior called Piece by Piece. And then the song just flowed out right from there. Okay. And I Frankensteined a few other songs, you know, took some parts and lines, and then
from the unreleased album.
Yeah.
Well, I guess there's a problem with writing personal songs, right? Is if you have to keep doing it, and that the feeling and connection behind it is not there anymore, or something you don't want to talk about anymore, you're stuck, right?
Yeah. And I don't want people to look at me as some ticked off singer-songwriter.
Right. So there's enough of those.
Yeah. And I was like, And another thing too, I was like, I'm not really that mad about this situation,
Right.
you know. Like,
so it would be hard to keep sounding mad.
I'm like gonna go on stage and be like, this is from the new record that I wasn't even that stoked on. You know what I mean? Like, And if someone pays $10 to go see me on a show, I mean, I'm robbing them on that.
Yeah, you're not giving the actual full.
Right,
so, what happens with that record now? Do you think you'll ever release it, or do you think it's just something to shelve?
I'll shelve it. I mean, there are a few songs that I'm still like, that can come out. I mean, I've even went as far as being like, maybe I could just give these songs to people.
Yeah.
Let them, maybe through their eyes and their ears, they'll be different.
Yeah.
But yeah. And the thing was, like, as a guitar player, the songs I felt guitar-wise were really great. So, I mean, maybe it'll seep out, but as far as the actual piece, and
it's not going to come out as,
you know.
Well, yeah, that's good, I guess, that you're not going to kind of put out something you don't fully back.
And I've heard stories of musicians who are always like, how? When I was there, and I was just like, well. If I had a label coming down on me, you know, like, hey, that $60,000 we gave you, you can't just say no. So,
well, that might be why a lot of albums come out that are kind of not that great, because the artist like needs to do it because they're being paid to, right? And then,
And then I was like, I recorded this in my apartment.
Yeah. So you could do it again, another one next week if you want to do.
I went to Long and McQuaid and bought software. Like,
exactly.
So. It's tough to say if that'll come out. The new EP is called Empathy, and it's just very. In a weird way, I feel like it's the kind of afterthought of that whole emotions of going through those songs. And
were these all written in Toronto?
Yeah.
Is there a different vibe to them? Like, did you get something different from Toronto that comes through in the songs?
They're very. How do I put it? As far as the guitar goes, I find it sounds more laid back music-wise.
Okay.
Which is ironic because that city's chaotic.
Right.
4 million people.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I live in Parkdale, so that's like the west end of Toronto. So you open up the window, it sounds like Grand Theft Auto. When you don't touch the player. You know, it's like sirens, people yelling. Lyric-wise, it's definitely more. I don't want to say hard-edged, but it's definitely like you can really tell my lifestyle in Toronto comes out more on the songs. In a way, like I told like my friend Amanda, it's like these new songs literally just sound like me at a bar, talking to someone, being like, "Here's what I think about this," and like that's how it comes out. It's still poetic and it's catchy at times, but at the end of the day, it's just like these songs about going out, talking about life and these emotions, and then the way that the empathy part comes in is just like a lot of people's problems come from being too empathetic. Cool. That's something I've experienced.
Yeah, for sure.
That's something I've seen with people, and I'm like, this doesn't get talked about enough. So I wrote a bunch of songs about it.
Cool. Well, in your previous tape, Constellations of Suburbia, I feel like most of the songs they kind of seem like individual stories. Like short kind of. It's like reading a book of short stories versus reading a larger piece, right? So is this the same kind of thing where they're
same
sort of
idea.
vignettes, kind of?
It's all in the same ballpark of the theme this time.
Okay.
As much as I thought Constellations was very themed out, I did listen and I was like, hey, these are all.
They sound very distinct, like
different
start to finish. Here's the story, and then the next one,
Yeah, and but yeah, same theme, same idea. But I mean, it definitely there is a part of it too that takes off where that album left off.
Okay.
Ironically, and so yeah, but it's the same. I guess I'm pretty good at doing the whole one story shot thing.
Well, it's a style, right? I mean, When did that one come out though? It's been a few years now, right?
2015.
Okay.
Yeah.
3 years between.
3 years.
records. Not too bad. Especially since you moved between there, right?
Moved. Yeah. Well, I really did want to make a record last year, and I don't know how it never happened.
Yeah.
Because I did write a lot, but and I did want to do a record right after Constellations, but.
Well, wasn't Constellations like Volume 1 or something? Isn't that Volume 2?
It was a side. Well, it was just Harley James Flett 2.
Oh, 2, because the second album. Okay, got it.
Second album.
Yeah.
And then I did an EP called Side Streets.
Okay.
Volume 1. So Empathy, realistically, is Side Streets Volume 2. It's just a long title.
Yeah.
Why I thought long titles were cool.
Well, you might as well. Your name is long. You got the 3 names there anyway, right? So you might as well put a long title to go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the full name thing.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah?
people run up to me, Harley James Flett, and I'm like, oh yeah.
It sounds good.
So if you're a young singer-songwriter, don't use your full name. It's very awkward.
Well, because you probably it's probably the only time you hear that, right? Like, is the full name is when.
Yeah.
It's not the way that you turn me on. It's more how you shut me down. It's not how you miss your calls or lie about going out. So when you're cradled next to me, I'm thinking about how do I get close to her, close to her. When you're dreaming about him, I'm thinking about how do I get close to her, close to her. There ain't no use in fighting about it. She makes magic on that screen. There ain't no use in crying over him, because he's everything but me. 'Cause when you're cradled next to me, I'm thinking about how do I get close to her, close to her. When you're dreaming about him, I'm thinking about how do I get close to her, close to her. How do I get closer to her? And you've got your patience, but I haven't got time. And you've got your standards, and I've got my pride. Yeah, you want your distance, and I've got mine. So what is your sickness? What is mine? Oh, what is mine? So when you're cradled next to me, I'm thinking about how do I get close to her, close to her. And when you're dreaming about him, I'm thinking about how do I get close to her, close to her.
I was at this really embarrassing place in Toronto called Sneaky D's.
Okay, I think I've heard of that actually. It sounds familiar,
They got like a poutine named after the cancer bats.
Okay. That might be why I heard of it.
Winnipeg represent.
Yeah.
Like Peters. So I'm sitting up there. They do this thing called emo night, which is just pretty much emo kids, their version of a club.
Like emo kids who were emo kids like back in the day.
Yeah, and then they'll go and instead of playing like the latest Drake song, they'll play like old school Fall Out Boy.
Okay.
And it's fun. Like a lot of people go there and they have a great time. And my friend Chris is like, we have to go here because I need to get my emo on. I'm like, all right. I mean, if I don't like it, I can walk down the street and experience whatever. It was a good time. Anyways, I was there one night. And as you do when you're single, you chat up with what you're interested in.
Yeah.
And it was doing really well. And this dude just comes running up to me and just yelled out my full name.
Did you know him?
No. But it was really weird. And I was like, well, that's... And then she kind of looked at me and she's like, well... I was like, yeah, I do this thing. And I should have wrote a song about that.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, bringing up the full name thing. It's...
So how did that guy? I'm kind of curious now how the guy knew who you were. Like, had he just heard your stuff online?
He knew my hardcore band, Empty Hands.
Okay. But that's
and
like
then followed
a while back,
me.
eh? Like,
yeah, and then I guess followed everyone else's music and yeah. So that was a really wild moment.
Yeah, that's weird.
And I was like, wait. He's like, well, you're in empty hands. I was like, yeah, oh my God.
It is really weird when people know you from something that you don't expect. Like, one time I was at a show and someone introduced me as the guy from the podcast, and that just seemed weird, you know?
Yeah.
Just forget that part. Just introduce me.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, that would be weird. Yeah, that would be weird for sure.
That would be. Yeah. Although I do see older musicians in Toronto from bands that are way gone, broken up, and I'm like,
I kind of do that too, but I don't say it out loud. You know, I'll be like, oh, there's the guy from whatever band I listened to in '97 or something.
I went to a coffee shop on Dundas, I think it was.
Okay.
And I walked in, and it was the lead singer of Cursed.
Okay.
Yeah, and the counter, and I had to just sit there and be like, I'll get an Americano, and like I'm just staring at him, and I'm like, that's him. Like that's like. So he gave me the coffee, and I just kind of leaned over and went, I loved your band. Like your band, like. Yeah. And he looked at me, well, which one? And I was like, that's right, because you're in like 3 amazing bands. But yeah. That's the part of Toronto I think I enjoyed the most.
It's just seeing people that you know of from other things.
Yeah. Like go record shopping, Damien Abraham fucked up.
Right, just happens to be there. Yeah.
Like a podcast.
Yeah, he's got a good podcast.
Love your band, and I'm just gonna walk away. Play cool.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, I guess the celebrity sightings don't really happen here too much. I mean.
Yeah.
Not to say, I remember being like a teenager and I would see people from Propaganda just around the neighborhood, and it was like, oh, this is cool. I never, you know.
Yeah.
I was never like, oh my God, you're in Propaganda, but it was like, oh, cool, that's the guy from that band I love. Like, he's at the video store renting a movie or whatever. Like, you know,
when I worked in this mall, Todd came into the store I was at. Yeah. And I dropped everything and helped him. Yeah. And at the end of it, he didn't end up buying a pair of shoes. And at the end of it, he looked at me and he was like, you go to Propaganda shows, right? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, cool. I just like walked out, and like all my coworkers were, because I was the manager at the time. These kids have never seen me excited. They were like, wait.
And they probably didn't even know who he was, right? Or did they?
One of them did. They were like, was that? And I'm like, that was. So.
I have a story that this is totally irrelevant to anything, but we were talking about hockey before. And what you just said, that was that. I was, this is after, when did the Blackhawks win the Cup the first time recently? Was it 2010?
2000.
Something like
recently,
that. 2009, 2010.
Yeah.
No, but the
first one, 2009.
2009, okay. So I was biking to work. I worked downtown, and I was at a stoplight. And all of a sudden, this big SUV pulls up beside me, right? And the windows are all black or whatever. I can't see in there. Windows get rolled down, and it's Jonathan Taves, and one of those keeper of the cup guys with the white gloves and shit. And then the back seat is the Stanley Cup, just buckled in like in a seatbelt. And so I'm just staring at it like kind of mouth open. And I just said to the cup guy, I was like, "Is that?" And he just nods and drives off. It's like, I don't know why I thought of that. It just kind of reminded me of your story there, but yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
the craziest thing ever. It's like sitting like a baby, you know, buckled up.
Yeah, the Stanley Cup is any chance you get to see it, you go.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's the hardest part of living in Toronto, is not going to the Hall of Fame every day.
Oh yeah, I bet. I've never been.
It's maybe that shows how much of a nerd I am with hockey. I've been there way too many times. I'll go there sometimes in the morning by myself. Yeah. It's like $20. So it's a little pricey. It's a once a month thing.
It's probably worth it.
Oh, it's great, especially in the off season.
Yeah.
And when you've been up all night recording the same vocal track and you just hate music.
So you go look at hockey for a couple hours.
Go look at hockey for a couple hours.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
But yeah, no. I walked by Frederick Anderson. Okay. After Game 7. A few days after.
Was he like just self-injected or something? Or?
He was outside eating ice cream. Okay. And I had my Burns jersey on.
Oh, nice.
Because they were playing Tampa, and I had the game on the radio because I was so nervous that I couldn't watch it. So I could. Fun fact, everyone, I listen to hockey games, go for walks. That's how I deal with the stresses of the playoffs.
I have also done that.
Yeah. And he was just outside, and he kind of looked at me. And I think he was waiting for me to say something dumb.
Right. Because he knew you recognized him, right? Like
I walked up and I just said, "You guys should have won that series." I'm glad you didn't. But
of course.
You played amazing. Yeah. And then he just kind of like gave me like that. I think he was just stunned because he had so many people from Boston when he was leaving. Yeah. Yell, and I was just. Then I walked away and I was like, "Yeah, that's a millionaire just eating ice cream." I'm gonna go back to my Parkdale apartment.
Yeah. Do you remember Adam Party?
Yeah.
He played for the Jets, and I remember in this mall again, I was walking down the mall on my lunch break or something, and I see Adam Party going up the escalator, and no one is recognizing him. Yeah. And he looked really bummed out. Like
he was like, "Oh, like it's my big moment."
He's kind of looking around, like, I wonder if anyone will recognize me. And I recognize him. I didn't say anything, but like he's just kind of looked sad. Because if it had been like Shifley or someone, they would have been all over it, right? But it's,
Nikolai Ehlers came to the store I was working at one time. And I sat there and I was talking to him. I was like, I've met you somewhere. I know you. And then he was looking for a pair of shoes and we didn't have them. And he's like, all right, well, thanks, man. And then I was like, wait. And then he was like, finally registered? And I was like, you're amazing.
Can you sign my shirt, man?
No, I didn't get him to sign anything. I felt so dumb about it after.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of embarrassing, right? That you finally remembered him. And
yeah, though. And then there was a while there where I'd see Mark Shifley downtown.
Oh, yeah.
And every time I'd be like, wait. I'm like, oh,
it's you.
I'm not even going to touch you. I don't want to... You fall the wrong way or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's over. You have to leave town, for sure.
But yeah.
No, that's cool though. I mean, I think it's funny that hockey, because when I was a kid, right?
Yeah.
I was super into hockey. I was obsessed.
Yeah.
And then when I was a teenager, the Jets left, and then I hated it because the Jets left, the Nordiques left, and the Whalers left. Those were my 3 teams. They all left around the same time, within 3 years of each other, right?
Ouch.
And so I was like, I'm done with the NHL. I don't want to watch hockey anymore, ever. And a lot of people I knew were kind of like, I was getting into punk rock and stuff, and a lot of those kids were sort of like, that sports is stupid, man, And so I kind of was like, okay, yeah, you're right. Sports is stupid NHL. They ruined everything. But now it's I think since, a few years before the Jets came back, I got back into it again. And I think it's I don't understand the attitude anymore. The hockey's dumb. You shouldn't watch it. Because for me, music and hockey are equal sides of the same thing. I'm obsessed with both.
I have a really good opinion on that, actually. I think same thing with the internet and punk rock to begin with. I think the internet made it more accessible to everybody.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I think in the 90s, the hockey kids didn't like punk rock.
No, they
punk
didn't.
Rock kids liked hockey.
And it was you had to pick one.
You couldn't do both. You couldn't go, there's no way you go to school with, in the 90s, there was no way I would have done it. There's no way I could have went to a propaganda show and had a Bruins hat on.
Yeah. I used to wear hockey jerseys, but it was always Russian hockey jerseys because it was this is weird. It's
badass.
It's like Soviet, I still have some of those actually, but
yeah, there's no way you could do it. And I feel like once that, because I think it was you either went to, the Albert matinee show, or whatever, West End Saturday show. Yeah. That I was just a toddler, didn't go. Sorry, missed out on that entire thing. Yeah. Or you stay home, you watch Hockey Night in Canada.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't really on TV, but now that it's accessible, anyone can watch it.
It's true.
To the point where I don't know if I'd be as into it if I didn't have, if I couldn't stream a game.
Yeah, that's
I couldn't
true.
listen to it all the time.
Well, yeah, especially me not having cable. I haven't had cable in over a decade.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact that I can stream it online makes it just so much.
It's the best.
It's I can just watch this whenever I want. So I can watch highlights anytime I want, or whatever. I want to watch 3 hours straight of Bob Probert fights in the 90s. I can do that.
Absolutely,
I do. I do
so
that.
then, now that you can do that, it's the same thing with music. I think the internet, as much as people can say what they want, I think the accessibility of it.
For sure, yeah.
That's the good side of it, where, you can either binge watch 100 hockey games.
Yeah.
Or you can go and download
the entire discography of some artists.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So I think that's what changed it. And 90s hockey was...
It was so good, too.
It was so good, but it was it was violent.
Yes.
It was definitely...
That was the hook,
It's
though.
weird. It's weird
kid,
that, punk rock kids didn't like it.
I know.
But it's
It's this weird tribal thing, though, right? It's either you're this or you're that. And I still know some people who
don't.
Are one or the other, and they won't get into local bands or they won't get into hockey because it's not.
Yeah.
They feel like it's a mutually exclusive, but they're not. Yeah.
I do meet them, and it's weird because you're like, oh, but you're like that with the hardcore bands. You like you won't like something past this year.
Yeah.
You don't consider. I've met lots of guys who just go, oh yeah, anything pre-84 I don't listen to,
which is weird.
Hardcore, and I'm like, that's so much fun.
And there's so much good stuff that you're missing out on by being so
And those are the same guys who are like, football's stupid, hockey's. I'm like, but it's so much fun. It's unreal to have your emotions just taking control over by something else, you know.
Well, I remember being at a show in probably '99, and it was in the Broadway Neighborhood Center. There used to be shows every weekend there, with 20 bands on it, and it was some hardcore band. I don't think it doesn't matter who they were because they were around for 2 months or something. And I remember the guy starting off the set, and he just screams "There's two kinds of people in this world." And I still remember this because it was so dumb.
Yeah.
Those who wear hockey jackets and those who don't. And then they started playing some generic kind of Minor Threat style hardcore song, right? And it's whoa. I'd wear a hockey jacket if I had one.
I wish I knew that before I played that show on Sunday.
Yeah.
I would have opened the show with that.
You should use it.
I'm going to use
sure
that.
band. I remember it because it was just like, it struck me as the most ridiculous statement, you know? And they were like 16 years old, right? So they were super passionate about this whole like punk rock. But
I'm sure the high school hockey team flaunted those jackets.
oh yeah. And they probably had a lot of fights with the high school hockey team and shit, but I don't know. It's weird. I like where this conversation's going, by the way.
I think musicians, especially the hardcore scene, I think they should adopt the sports jacket from the 2000s as merch.
They should.
That'd be amazing.
It would be great. Well, a lot of hardcore bands did it in the 90s, though. They had the big, like, the hoodies and the big puffy jackets and stuff. Yeah.
But, like, your community center ones?
Yeah.
That's probably the ones they hated. Do that.
Those are the best ones, too, because it's super local and stuff, too. Yeah, so it's basically DIY, community center jacket. Like, probably got fundraised by a bunch of kids selling chocolate bars or something. Like, you can't get more really DIY.
I used to go door to door. I remember I had to go door to door and sell chocolates so our team can get their jackets.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't know, it's weird. It's a weird thing. The hockey's great, music's great. I don't think they need to be separate. They can,
People who do, I don't know. People who do it, I'm like, you're missing out.
And so much fun forever. I'm tired of having to be better, and I can't win. And I can never enjoy standards. Looking at yourself, you're far from proud. You're stuck in the dead and not aware how to live in the now. And I can't take it. This world's out of control, pushing me down and throwing me out. This world's what hell is all about. I'm taking the highway out of your head, and I'm hitchhiking out of your heart, and I'm paving our memories into a new path. I follow the yellow lines and I'm finding a brand new start. My heart and pave it with gold, unto the stitch to release the truth that it holds. In this town of friendships, nothing but an emotional town, dividing us from a city's sights and sounds. I'm taking the highway out of your head, and I'm hitchhiking out of your heart, and I'm putting our memories into a brand new path. I'll follow the yellow lines and I'm finding a brand new start, and I'm taking the highway out of your head, and I'm hitchhiking out of your heart, and I'm paving our memories into a new path. I'm following the yellow lines and I'm finding a brand new start.
You mentioned earlier that you are like thinking about playing some stuff with a full band and everything.
Yeah.
How does that change the sound of? I mean, especially with this kind of alt country sort of direction.
It changes sound. I don't know if the sound. It changes the attitude of the songs. Because now something I wrote, just me and a guitar, that isn't like necessarily limited, but you can add layers to it.
Okay.
And I feel like now a song that I know is a little bit not supposed to be sad, you can put a full band on it, and all of a sudden you just put a different drum beat.
Yeah,
and there you go. That sad song you had is a happy song now.
Right, yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
You know, you can slow down the fast song, full band. It'll make more sense.
Okay.
It can be more melancholy, but.
Do you do they change style-wise though? I mean, like.
It's definitely the whole full band thing came apart. Is like some songs are very like alt country, some are very just folky.
Yeah.
And some are kind of like punk, rockish. You know, at the same day, like I still love. You know what I mean?
Well, that's kind of what I'm wondering though, because I mean, if you have a full band, you can do the full punk songs as just straight up punk songs, right?
Yeah. And like I was talking to some people about doing a set, and I was like, I'll just do it all, just solo to the band. And people just look at me like, I was like, I don't care. I've never cared. Yeah. You know. But yeah, just do stuff like that, and then like talking to Jordan Voth, he's been hassling me to record new songs with him.
Like while you're in town, or just in general?
We tried doing it, but not going to work this time. But just in general. And then I finally told him, I was just like, well, I finally have a good chunk of songs that, you know, could be worth doing. So let's schedule a time, and then I'll fly in, or from here I'll go down the street.
Cool.
We'll see it. But he's always been the one guy I would become most comfortable starting the full band project with.
I think a lot of people, as far as recording, a lot of people are super comfortable with him. They're just like.
Yeah.
Because I think, I don't know, I'm not sure, what do you think it is about him that like makes it...
Well, I've known him since I was in high school.
Okay, that helps, right?
And he's from a distance, he's watched me go from stupid, annoying, hardcore kid to being like, oh, you're doing the solo thing. Like, he's watched me go through all the
ups and downs and stuff,
He's been there to be like, oh yeah, like you played in front of 3 people at Sam's place, to be like, hey, remember that band you showed me on the bus, Danger Cat? I'm like, playing their show. It's cool, like, you know what I mean? So when I talk to him like with the song, or I'll reference a band, I want to sound like he doesn't get confused. He's like, oh, okay.
He gets where you're coming from.
I see where you're at music now, or
that's cool.
And we just get along like both. And it's like that's one thing I've learned from talking to the musicians, whether it's here or in Toronto. If you don't get along with who's pressing record, it is hell. It's
gonna sound like garbage too, because you're not on the same wavelength, right?
Yeah, and then like, you know, just at the end of the day, it's like, you trust the people you know, and you go with it. He did Constellations, and I thought it turned out great.
Yeah, sounds great.
So.
Well, I mean, it sounds really good, especially for something that you could have just done. You could have just pulled out a cell phone here, record, because it's just like, you know, folk punk, right? I mean, a lot of that stuff is not necessarily high quality, but that thing has a sound to it. Like,
and that process was cool, because it's the first time I did do a full length record or something. And that was more of just like, I told him, I was like, I just want me and a guitar. Because essentially I wanted overdubs and all this idea of guitar layers. And then he was like, no, I just want you. Guitar. And I sat there and thought about it. I was like, okay, like, do you think it's going to sound good? Like, you've done a few more of these than me, so, you know, I'm not going to argue you.
Well, yeah, he definitely knows what he's doing, like, as far as, producing music, for sure.
Yeah, it was easy peasy when we did it,
So when do you expect the EP to come out?
Well, Empathy is going to come out beginning of November.
Okay.
I have a friend who wants to do a music video. Cool. So I told him I'd wait on him for that.
Cool.
And he's just this guy who he went to like a few semesters in film school, got kicked out of America.
Okay.
He was there, and I don't know, something happened with his family and then his status, and he had to leave and come back to Toronto.
Okay.
And he wants to like start filming and stuff and get into that world. And I was like, well, why don't you do a music video?
Yeah.
He was like, well, I don't know. I was like, just take one of my songs and you can do whatever you want. Just don't be an a-hole.
Are you going to be in it?
We've talked about it, but I was like, just do whatever you want. Like right now, he's literally listening to the song that I want to do, and he'll send me texts every now and then of ideas. I'm just like, I'm down for that. Like, because at first he's like, what do you want to do? And I was like, well, that defeats the purpose of me doing this.
Well, one of the coolest things about music videos is you get someone else's interpretation of the song too, right? I mean, it's not.
Yeah. And I was like, I know what the song's about.
But he's not gonna know, right?
You know, the full strength.
Cool.
So he had an idea, just really ironic. He's like, I want to do like a day in the life with you.
Okay.
It's like, because every time you go out, you always have a wild story.
Yeah, that sounds cool, right? Yeah.
And I was like, I guess. And I was like, if you can make that shrunk down to 3 minutes, enjoyable. Yeah, go for it. Like your name's going under it. Like I'm just trying to sell the song.
Yeah, you just want people to check out the record, right? Yeah, for sure.
So so that'll be November, and then there are a few other songs too, like just solo-wise, I could do as well. So that's been debated doing another EP.
Okay, like right after this one?
Right after, yeah, like say in December or January.
Cool.
Just seeing how it all plays out. I mean, I do have a plan, but this is me like I like having like an idea where I can like in between records I can sort stuff out. And I do want to do a third album next year.
Like a full length?
Yeah.
Cool.
So I got friends. Like a friend in Edmonton that wants me to do a show, a friend in Vancouver wants me to do a show.
Oh yeah, so you can actually tour on the back of the album.
Tour on the back out. And it's like, never toured before, so I might as well start.
Might as well, right? Yeah.
It's super easy when you're solo.
Absolutely, for sure.
So, I mean...
Are you doing it just online, or are you actually going to do physical copies of tapes again or anything? Or?
I don't know if I'll release the EPs physically. I have thought about putting it all on one disc.
Okay. Like
just calling
everything?
Everything, yeah. Just calling it like collections.
Okay.
So I'm just ripping off the Misfits essentially.
Yeah. Well, one bands do that though.
But like in this world, it's like physical music it sells still.
It does.
But I just feel bad like releasing separate releases and then causing the buyer to buy 3 different things they could have bought on Spotify.
Right.
Or listen to you on Spotify for free. So I thought about putting everything all in one collection or in a package, so you have it all. Yeah. For the same
there's
price.
The benefit too that like some people, and I include myself in this, like to have the individual physical releases, right? Like I mean, there's people who nerd out about that stuff, so there is the benefit of getting the nerds. But yeah, I know what you mean. Like if it's all available in one easy spot, people will probably more likely to hear it.
And then that is a project I did to start to work on, where I've literally messaged photographers and promoters. I'm like whatever you have, can you send my way? Because I might do this huge thing where I just have all the music on one CD. Yeah. On 2 CDs and have like a cool booklet with it.
Well, your songs are probably short enough you can fit a lot on there too, right? Like,
Like I think I could definitely fit Constellations, Nostalgia, all the B-side stuff all on like one disc and probably still have
some room,
more,
Cool.
So that's been an idea.
Cool.
As far as like picking the right time to do that.
Yeah. Well, if you've already got EPs you want to put out too, you have to wait for that.
But also, I didn't want to just throw it out and not do any shows or anything. Yeah. Because then, it's because you release something, gives you a reason, to do stuff like this.
For sure. Yeah.
You want to do shows and like
kind of get yourself back into the spotlight a bit, right? Like,
just work the marketing thing.
Which you have to do now as an artist. You have to do your own marketing and your own everything.
It's your own marketing. You have to be good at the social media.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
And funny story. I've actually had someone who's looked at my social media, who's a PR person. Yeah. And they just looked at me and went, "You have a lot. Like you're good at it. Yeah. You just need to stop posting so much about sports on your Twitter." Give us an update on your music. Yeah. People will. I was like,
just talk about the Bruins all day. Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah, it is. I tend to do that too in hockey season. Like my Twitter account is like music, hockey.
Yeah, it takes over. And that's it.
It does.
No getting it back.
Yeah. So if people want to hear more of your stuff, I mean, the EP's not out till November, but they can still hear the first two.
They're on all the streaming sites now. Okay. So you can go to Apple Music, Spotify. If you want to buy them, they're still on Bandcamp. Okay. Unfortunately, I found out moving back, I'm actually sold out of my tapes. Okay. I don't have any more Nostalgia Drive DIYs, which just kind of led me to be like, okay, maybe I'll do that collection thing. Yeah. But yeah, it's all online to stream. And then I have Twitter. Yeah. That's under Soundwave Sparks. And if you can figure out what that is. And then it's my little DIY record label. Yeah. And then my Instagram is just Raphael Bronson. Yep. But if you type in my name,
I'll tag you in some of the stuff too in the show notes, so check that out, and then people can find you. Yeah. And then, are you hoping to do a bunch of shows? Like,
I've already been talking about doing a show back in Winnipeg next year. Cool. Celebrate it, and then I'm setting up some shows in Toronto, and then, like I said, I have some friends in Vancouver play music, and they've been hassling me, so I might fly out and do that. Okay.
But Toronto's the spot for now, I guess, right?
Toronto's the spot for now, yeah. Okay. So. Once I have some music out, I can throw it around people.
Yeah, and then see where that takes you, I guess, right?
Yeah, I'm really good at going to a place and talking and ending up beside someone I shouldn't be beside.
Right, and then it turns into something. Gosh.
Yeah. It's just more of like learning how to sell yourself as a musician without being like,
Well, without being too businessy about it too, right? I mean, you're not going around selling like all these fancy T-shirts you made or whatever, and like you don't have like a big sign with your name on it, but you're just doing that kind of the low key hustle, right?
Yeah. Which the people I have met, they really enjoy it. Yeah. They're like, oh, you're not just like finding who I am instantly.
Yeah.
Like, oh, no, we talk a bit, and then like you'll come up in conversation. Like, yeah, I play music, I write songs.
Right, you're not introducing yourself with a bunch of CDs and
yeah, and I'm like, I have some songs I'm never going to use, so if you want to buy them, let me know.
yeah.
Just self-publishing apparently.
Yeah. Well, that means that's something you're trying to do. You probably.
That's something I would like to do on the side. Yeah.
Cool. Cool. So yeah, people should hit you up on Twitter.
Literally,
buy some songs, right?
I spend a lot of time in my apartment with my garage bands, and my Apogee, and record a lot of songs and write a lot of things. I just sit there. And,
All right, well, if people want to hear more episodes of this show, including the last one you were at, which we were in Assiniboine Park, I think.
Yeah.
I think it started snowing like immediately afterwards. We're like, oh, hey, it's summer, and then no, it's not.
Yeah, this went downhill.
That's on there. That was a couple of years ago now, I think. And, and then you were on the live show also a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And we were on 2 live shows. I think we were on 2 live shows.
Yeah,
right?
did the Halloween one, and then we did the All-Star.
Right.
one.
Yeah. Those are super fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are all there for free download and streaming. You can also tune in on Sundays at midnight to UMFM. And it's really the best possible time to listen to the radio.
That's true.
And that's I always forget that it's on, and I'll be in the car or something and just flipping channels, and then it's me on the radio.
You're like,
it's like, oh, I forgot about this. So yeah, that's kind of cool. And yeah, I mean, people should check you out, and hopefully when you have the EP released, if you do a show here, come check it out. Yeah.
Just remember, I'm an all-star.
That's right. Yeah. You're one of the Witchpolice all-stars.
Witchpolice all-star.
Right on, man. Oh, thank you. Nice to see you again. Thanks for doing this.
Thanks for doing it.
You and I, we ain't nothing more than 2 characters in my favorite Springsteen song. 'Cause when he stares into your eyes and he says he sees home, know that when I stare into your eyes, I see Thunder Road, and our hearts are engines, and this love's an open road. We ain't running from nothing, just trying to find home. And if you were a Bob Dylan record, you'd be blonde, I'm blonde. Double of what I need, double of what I want. You be my sad-eyed lady of the lowlands, visions of you. And a leopard skin pillbox hat, and I'll pledge my time, 'cause I want you so bad. And while my conscience explodes, you'll hurt like a woman. 'Cause darling, I need you so bad. And darling, I want you so bad. My heart, it's nothing but a hotel, and inside there's a room reserved for you. It overlooks the skyline of my mind, and that city, its name